Hi everyone, Dave Flint from Flintart, Australia. Today we're going to be drawing a goldfish, or a fish. Not sure if it is a goldfish, but it's some sort of fish. It's quite colourful actually in the end. You don't need too much to do this activity. All you need is something to draw with and then something to colour in with, and maybe a marker to go around it as well. So not a lot you need. Any kind of piece of paper will do too. Doesn't have to be A4. If you've got a printer at home, it'd be great. Just use your A4 printer paper. If not, you can just use an exercise book or something like that. Doesn't really matter. Or a pad, if you've got a little notepad or something like that. Doesn't really matter. Anyhow, it's a primary school or elementary school based activity, so come and join me and let's get creative. To start drawing, we've got our piece of paper. I'm using a Sharpie to go with mine straight up today. You may use a grey lead if you want to. I recommend to use a grey lead if you need to rub some things out, if you want to erase something that you're not happy with, one of the shapes that you draw, so at least you can go back and you can rub some things out and then have another go at it. Not a big deal though, so you choose what you're going to use. You can use a grey lead, or you can use a marker straight up, or you can use a grey lead first, then go over your pencil lines with one of these Sharpies. And of course, if you've got an eraser, you can rub some things out if you need to when you've used the grey lead. You can't rub it out when you use this. It's going to be on the paper and nothing you can do about it. You'd have to start all over again. Anyway, that's up to you. You can make the choice, see what you would like to do. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to draw, as I said earlier, a fish. And the first thing we're going to do when we draw this fish is draw the body and the head shape. So this is how we're going to go. Okay, now I'm going to make my fish quite big, so it's the hero on my paper. It's the star of the show on my artwork. So let's go. Here's the shape of the fish. Something like that. Another shape coming down like this. So that's making up the shape of the fish's head and his body. Now we've got to separate the head and the body here. So what we do is we draw a curved line coming around like that. It's a nice big curve. And that's the fish's head shape there. Okay, so next step is to add some lips, the shape of his eye and a tail. So to do that, what we're going to do is go like this. I'm going to have my lips come up here like this. One. And then another one coming down like that for two. There's my fish's lips. Okay? Something like that. Now we can thicken up all these lines a bit later on if we want to. That's okay. So there's my fish's lips, hanging up the front of the fish's head. Next we need to draw an eye. I'm going to make my eye quite large. So I'm going to make a big round eye for the fish here. And I'll add some more to the eye in a moment. Now we need to make a tail for our fish. And for the fish's tail, we're going to do something like this. If you can draw that sort of shape, that would be good. You can do a different shape if you like, but that's the shape I'm going to do. You could always do another shape which comes up like this and around like that if you wanted to. There's a bunch of different ways you can do the shapes of the tail and the fins and all that. So that's one way you could do the tail. If that seems like a little bit hard to make that shape, what you can do is just make a straight line up like that, curve line around like a curve like this one, curve around here and then back up again to make a tail. So that's okay as well. Next, we've got our fish shape. What we want to do now is add some fins to this fish. So let's add some fins. Now my fin is going to come up like this, and then I'm going to do some bumps just like that. Bump, 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 bump and bump. And I'm going to come back down again there. There's my fish's dorsal fin. That's the fin on top. Next I'm going to do what's called the pectoral fin. Now a pectoral fin is the fin on the side here, on the side of the fish. So my fish's fin is going to come from here, go up like that, down like that, and back again, just like that. Okay, that's a pretty cool shape for a fin. I'm also going to put a little curve here like that, just like that. It looks like there's the muscle joining onto the fin, or where the fin attaches to the fish. Now, next, I'm just going to add a little bit to the fish and the fins. So I'm going to add some lines, and these lines are going to go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little lines there. Now those are sort of like the spines inside the fish's fin. They make it nice and strong. At the back here, same sort of thing with the tail. The tail's got some lines on it as well. Like that. You can add as many little lines as you like there, really. It's up to you. Okay, that's starting to really look like a fish now, isn't it? So, the next part, on the pectoral fin that we talked about, I'm going to do some little lines on here as well to make that look like a fin. Looks pretty good. Okay, next, I'm going to fix up the eye here. Let's make the eye look a bit more special. So I'm going to bring a line around like this, just like that, and then I'm going to give it a bit of a pupil inside the eye here. And that's the fish's little pupil inside the eye. Now, this fish also, I forgot down the bottom here, fish have some fins down the bottom as well. Well, it's like the top dorsal fin, there's usually a fin down here as well. So I'm going to do one here. Have my bumps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have that like that. And again, have some of these little lines inside the fin. That looks like a pretty cool fish. Now there's one big characteristic or thing that fish have that make them look a little bit different, and that's the scales on their skin. They have scales on top of their skin to protect them, and they're usually pretty colourful too. So scales, we're going to add pretty simple scales here. What I like to do is do a whole bunch of little curved lines, sort of like the ones that we've used on the fins. I'm going to do them from here, from this line here where we separated the fish's body and the head. I'm now going to do these ones. So this is how I do scales. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I start doing them like this. Now I'm going to stop there because I don't want to go over all of my fin work there, and I'm going to add a couple more scales here like that, and then start again over here. Now this might be the challenging part for some people, so just give it your best shot. Again, if you're using a grey lid, you can have a few goes at it, and if you're not happy you can always rub it out. So I keep doing this all the way back until I get to the back of the fish, all the way. So that takes a little bit of patience until you get all the way to the back of the fish here. And it is a cool effect though. You can see this really starting to look like an awesome fish. An awesome fish. So have a little bit of patience doing this. The more patient you are, the better your fish is going to turn out in the end. So here's all my scales. We're getting there. Getting there, getting there, getting there, aren't we? So towards the back of the fish now, looking pretty good. There we go. That looks fantastic. A beautiful, beautiful fish. I might call him Freddy the Fish. You could name your fish too. That would be awesome. Now, we're going to add some colour to this beautiful fish so that we can make this look absolutely awesome. So that's one way to draw a fish, girls and boys. There might be many ways you can draw a fish. That's just one of them. I hope you had fun drawing your fish. Remember to rewind the video, pause it, have a look at the video again, just to help you out if you've missed a step or you need to watch how something's drawn again. I'm going to colour in now, but I'm going to speed things up so you're not sitting there getting bored watching me colouring in. Bye for now, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this activity.
Flintart.